uncertainty about clarity. Is probably the tagline for this week. It's okay to operate from uncertainty about clarity. It's the clarity you want to hang on to. Say, I'm clear the truth of me is starting to come out. And I'm going to follow the truth of me even though I'm uncertain of how to put it into my life. Or how other people absorb it. And you're just going to be awkward in the beginning.
Yeah, there's no polish.
There's no polish. It's a great way to say that. There's no polish, but the awareness of the truth of you being here is new, right? That new sense of, I know something about myself that has always been here, but I've never wanted to look at, or I've never been able to look at, or I suspect it. It comes back to that Marianne Williamson quote, right? Really, you're afraid of your power. You're afraid of your power. Because why? Again, survival instinct. If you're powerful, chances are things are going to change. And if things change, you get scared. And when you're scared, you're in fear instead of consciousness. Be in consciousness about your fear, and you're moving along. When you stop being in fear, and you start to revel in the consciousness, well, that's what the Guardian or the Visionaries talked about earlier. That's when it gets all fractally. It's when it gets fractally. Okay? Because that is what is going to make it happen for you guys. Is the ability to be in consciousness about what you're experiencing and not demand certainty. Just clarity. The truth of me is coming out and I don't know what to do with it, but I probably should buy some groceries, so that's what I'm going to do next. And then you be in your truth of you about the groceries, or you be in your truth of you about whatever you find yourself doing. Resisting the demand for certainty is one of the major steps you guys are on right now. I don't have to have certainty. In fact, in uncertainty, I will find myself. It's really true. We haven't ever thought about it that way, but it's really true. In uncertainty, you will find yourself, because in the quest for certainty, you found suffering, and you are not where you suffer. So in uncertainty, uncertainty. In uncertainty is where you become aware of the truth of you. There's no such thing as certainty, but the quest for certainty has led you down the garden path. And it's where fear has kept you walking a certain direction. When you can sit in uncertainty and say, I don't know anything, remember that one? Yes. I don't know anything. I don't have a clue. But in this moment, the most loving act to do for myself, the most loving thing to do on my to-do list, remember we did that, is, and then you move from the truth of you. Not from the certainty of you, from the truth of you. Now let's make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. Certainty is the idea that you have it all figured out. That every base is covered. That every answer is handled, not just in this moment, because that would be clarity after all. It's not I am certain about today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. And what every single person in my life is doing, and what every thought I have is doing, and what every physical symptom I have is about, and what every money thing I have, and it's all this control. That's certainty. That's why it's a fallacy. Because you cannot control everything. You can control one thing. And that's your decision. Whether you're going to try to continue looking for certainty, or you're going to relax into clarity. Clarity being, in this moment, what is appropriate? What is the truth of me? What's the kindness to me? What is the aha here in this moment? And that aha may only last for that moment. And that's where you tend to have an aha. I had an aha. And then you want certainty again. I had clarity. I had an aha. It worked. Go back to certainty. Because somehow that's going to get you back to where, right, you guys have all done that. So the journey here and the privilege here is that you learn about the truth of you through abiding in the uncertainty place, Because uncertainty is a new place for you to abide in. You abide in uncertainty, and that allows you access to the new vision of you, rather than clinging to certainty, clinging to certainty, clinging to certainty, hoping that repeating that same action will get you a result that it's never gotten you before. Does that make sense?
It's fascinating.
We're glad you think so. So when you
going on to the next tool.
Yeah. Yes. So when you find yourself abiding in uncertainty, this is another one of those handholds on the climbing wall of ascension thing. Like we've said to you, you'll be grateful for triggers and what at some point. See what it feels like. There's your homework. See what it feels like to abide in uncertainty. And see where you try to go. It's like a short factual statement thing. It's going to pull you into the past, into the future, into, oh my God, into fear. See what happens if you just stay with, I really don't know. And see if, and I'm okay with that, what happens if you say that. I really don't know, and I'm okay with that, and see what happens. Because it'll be interesting if you can stay conscious to watch the pinging about. You can imagine, right? The pinging about that goes on. I don't know, 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 as a place of strength. We've said that before, but we're really serious about it now. Okay? Who else wants to say something? We can go on to other